Once you've edited your project, the color page is where you do all of the grading associated with that project. And the color page has tons and tons of tools for you to use to adjust the color and contrast and visual quality of your images using tools that are hopefully familiar to you from other NLEs. We've got color wheels, we have curves as you would expect them to be. It also provides additional functionality like a gallery for grabbing stills for comparing different images. We've got a full node-based view of all the corrections that you impose to any particular clip. So you can organize your adjustments very explicitly, and you can also use these nodes to route color information in really specific ways to create all kinds of effects. And you'll see some of that in later lessons coming up. But suffice it to say that DaVinci Resolve is a world-class grading system that lets you really dig into the visuals of your projects. Lastly, the Deliver page is where you set up your timelines for exporting in a variety of ways. You can export them directly to files of any type. You can also export to tape. DaVinci Resolve is capable of capturing from tape and exporting to tape using device control, using a variety of different Blackmagic input-output devices. So if you open up the tape controls, if you have a connected tape device, then you've got all the options you need to do crash recording or insert recording. I'm going to go back to my render settings. I can render individual source clips to facilitate round-trip workflows or the creation of dailies, or I can output my entire timeline as a single clip if what I'm doing is mastering. I can output to a variety of formats, image sequence formats like DPX or EXR, or file-based formats like QuickTime or MXF. I have a short list of controls I use to set up each export, including finding where I want the export to go and giving it a name. And then once I've set up all the parameters of my output, I can add that particular job to the render queue. DaVinci Resolve is a render queue based rendering system. So I can set up as many timelines as I want, one after the other in the queue, click Start Render, and Resolve will kick them all out one by one. So as you can see, DaVinci Resolve's overall UI is reflective of your workflow in terms of importing media into your project, editing the media into a timeline, grading that media to look as good as you want it to, and then delivering that media out in a variety of different formats depending on what your workflow is. So that's the overall Resolve UI. At this point, you've got a good solid understanding, or at least I hope you do, of how to set Resolve up as an application, how to set up the initial state of a project that you create, how to make sure you've got Resolve set up for reasonable performance right off the bat. And now it's time for us to move on and take a look at how you actually import, organize, and set up media in the media page. So we're going to go much deeper into the first step of editing a project in DaVinci Resolve, which is bringing in all your media.